So I just very recently got into fountain pens, and I started off with a Pilot Metropolitan medium, and I went through the cartridge in only 3 days, and I don't write prolifically. How long do you think a 3-ounce bottle of Noodlers would last me? Okay, so I have a Pilot Namiki cartridge right here, which I've measured out, and it's a 0.9 milliliter ink capacity. That's what comes in your cartridge. So if you are using it, okay, the medium, it's actually kind of it's actually not that broad of a nib, so it's more like a traditional Western fine nib, honestly. I think your paper is going to be a big factor. So before we get into the ink calculations and stuff that I have, your paper is going to be a huge factor. So if you have really absorbent paper, it's going to suck and draw the ink out of the pen a lot more than it would a less absorbent paper. So that's something to take into consideration. I don't think that everybody should expect that with a little bit of writing, you're going to suck through these cartridges all the time. There's factors here that I don't know, Amber, that may be at play. But that said, I'm just going to go off of your situation because it's a real world scenario. So you used 0.9 milliliters of ink in 3 days. So I'm going to make an assumption that you're going to continue to write every day in that same kind of pace, right? Even though that's may or may not happen, you might write more and less and whatever, but I'm just going to assume an average. So this holds 0.9 milliliters of ink. A Noodler's 3-ounce bottle, which is what I'm using to hold this inky water here, it's 3 ounces, so not like quite dead on, but it's about 89 milliliters of ink, right? So it's about 30 milliliters per ounce. That's generally the rule. So doing that math, one 3-ounce bottle of Noodler's ink is equivalent to about 99 Namiki Pilot, whatever brand, cartridge. So that's a lot, 99 cartridges. So if you use one cartridge in 3 days, you use 99 cartridges worth, would last you about 297 days. So close to a full year. So one ink bottle would last you close to a full year. A Noodler's bottle is $12.50. For most of their ones, they have some more expensive formulations of certain inks because the dyes are more expensive and blah, blah, blah. But most of their inks are $12.50 for a 3-ounce bottle. So if you were to take that same cost, now I'm getting a little deeper than you even asked me, the cost of the cartridges, if you wanted to go with a 12-pack of, say, the Namiki Blue or the Black, 12 cartridges cost you $4.40. You're looking at 37 cents per cartridge. So over that year, close to a year period, when you would use one Noodler's bottle at $12.50, you would use about $36 worth of cartridges. Is that really a deal breaker for you? Well, maybe you want the convenience of the cartridges. Maybe it is worth it to you over that year to do that. But, you know, I'm just giving you information here. So you're going to pay about 3 times more for cartridges than you would for the equivalent of a bottle of ink. Now, granted, some ink flows differently than others, so it's not really a one-to-one necessarily, but that's a pretty good generalization there. So generally speaking, I think one bottle of ink per year is about what most people can expect if they're using the pen with, some regularity.